Hi everyone. So if you are new and have not seen the prior video about the 2022 lineup, I am delving into the habit tracking system that I used in 2021 and what I plan to use in 2022. Now, these are both Moterms. Personal. One's a regular personal. This is a personal Luxe. So this was a happy accident. Happy little accident getting this personal Luxe. You'll see a little bit of the difference when I flip. So that actually, I didn't intend for this to be like a comparison video, but that will just happen. So you'll get some more of that too. So I'm going to show you kind of the transition of how 2021 happened and how I planned habits in it. Now the only downside is, and you know, that kind of stinks, is that I have these little tabs in place where my dividers were, my Salty 22 dividers were, but you'll get the gist. I just could not justify 2 sets of those dividers to store with my inserts. So I'm going to put this aside for a second when I get into the new setup, and I just want to focus on this planner for a little bit. Again, it's a personal size. I was using something smaller initially when I first started tracking habits in 2021. It was this compact Saffiano leather that I really, really love. I love how compact it is. I like the way the leather feels. It's beautiful. It's a little bit more matte than what the screen is showing, but it is beautiful. So I use this now just purely for work habits and work tasks. So this is personal, which means basically anything outside of work-ish. I'll explain the ish in a little bit. But here, this is just our flyleaf, but this is where I still need to, at the end of the year, kind of go in and log my yearly overall. Does anyone else hate flossing? Because I do. I think I've tried every flossing mechanism and I just deign to floss, but I'm working on it. So otherwise, some, working on my goals, quality time with my husband, because that's his primary love language. So make sure we get our quality time every day and our snuggles. it's super cute. And then work on my Petunia Rose platform. So that's just goals. So this is in general. Now this is a recurring task insert that I got from, she just changed her name. It was Crossbow Printables, but now it's Crossbow Planner Co. And I love her stuff. Here's a simple one so you can kind of see it. It has your task, but it's only by month. So, and by quarter. So this is quarter, say this is quarter 1. So January, February, March, and then the weeklies for those months. Now, this is where I put kind of like the stuff where it's maintenance, so to speak. So I go to a holistic practitioner once a month. I change earplugs. I sleep with earplugs because I hear everything. Chemical peels, getting my nails done. I stopped getting hair extensions. This was October, November, December. This was getting ready for our wedding. So we're approaching our 1-year anniversary. So this was tracking extensions, getting them put in and maintaining them for our wedding. Disport, declutter, facial, clean the house, massage therapy, self-breast exam, you name it. And that kind of changes every quarter, shifts around a little bit. I printed this PM routine on Canva. Wish it was in color, but oh well, I didn't have color at the time, but still wanted to get something done. So PM routine, morning routine, just something that's pretty. And back when I was really trying to even get a routine was super, super helpful. So that's there. And then I had, this is kind of like the routine section, what occurs weekly, recurring, I can count on it, you name it. I did not track fitness or workouts, diet at all until March. So I realized that last month where I went, oh, okay, March was the start. That's fine. Now, 2020, if you saw the full flip through, my mother had an MCA stroke. She lived 10 hours away. We moved her near us, not in with us, but nearby, about a 20-minute one-way drive with some traffic. So now she lives here, and that was a bit, you know, to kind of wrap our heads around. A lot of responsibility there, just kind of put on you, and you have to fit it in with all of the other responsibilities that you have. It was a lot. So the gym just didn't really get into it. And we own one. So we have a gym. My husband is a personal trainer, and he has online clients. If you care to take a venture over there, it's brutaliron.com and on Instagram. Really, really, really good stuff. We're getting into a rabbit hole, but he's rehabbing my knees from just 20 years of dance, going into CrossFit and bodybuilding. He's just fixing everything, plus a shoulder pinch. So, side note, wasn't really doing too much January to March, just trying to take a deep breath, because also between my mom's stroke, we planned our entire wedding and replanned it because our reception hall fell through. And I'm sure, I mean, maybe some of you were a 2020 bride or knew a 2020 bride, and you get it. We did have a Zoom wedding, and which ended up being pretty cool. I wouldn't change it. But then just getting back into tracking what I'm eating, more so to make sure I'm eating. I don't want to put this out there and make it look like I'm tracking calories or macros or whatever it is. I need to get food in, because when I'm really stressed and I have a lot to do, I just won't eat. I wasn't always that way. I swung the pendulum from 6 years ago when I did stress eat or binge eat, and that whole cycle. And again, that's another video for another time. But now it's kind of, since I realized to listen to hunger cues, and that is in a much healthier place, I now do track food to make sure I'm eating, and like food of substance and not just snacks. And enough calories so my metabolism doesn't completely go in the trash. So then I also have some notes, you know, what did I have to do that day? So it was a stressful day. I'm really tired, emotionally tired. Clearly I didn't work out. But here I had to take my mom to get her first vaccine and get her some new shoes that were comfortable post-stroke. And I did get a workout in on the way home, so that's unusual that I can do both. But this is just a full year of what I did. So you'll also see there was a lot of not tracking anything. April of this year, I had applied for a job where I currently am, and I applied in January or February. I interviewed, and I didn't hear until April. So this April is pretty blank, because I was probably just sitting in the corner rocking and crying, because I was waiting for what was going to happen. And thank God, I'm very blessed. I love my job. I did get it. Very thankful for it. So as you can see, you know, no shame there that when life is overwhelming, I kind of like fall off the wagon. Or fixate in like a specific area until I can kind of get out of that funk. So I did a lot of good workouts here. Did take good notes. The water intake started to become overwhelming because I just drank 2 huge Nalgene's every day, or tried to, and that's a lot easier. So anyway, so sometimes it's just a walk. In this month, when was this month? We did kind of like kick it into high gear. It was May. My husband and my husband is 6 foot 285, and he did a Barry's boot camp with me, so he deserves a medal. But we did that. A friend of mine was coaching in town from LA, so we did a class, and then just like totally kicked it into high gear again, which is like, oh my god, absolutely what I needed. I used to be a CrossFit coach for many years. You can actually see that series, the Fit to Teach series, in my channel if CrossFit is kind of your thing or you're thinking about it. I highly recommend that video. It takes people that have never done it before through foundations, and you see the whole journey. It was a lot of months. It was really, really, really cool to see what happened. So anyway, my husband and I did Murph, but we also alternated it between our gym. And so anyway, don't need to go through every week. I could, but I won't. I won't do that to you. So I'll skip past that, but that's all the, workout, diet, habit tracking type of deal. I used to do this in a happy planner size. It was just too big. Like, I don't need this to be a size of a letter. Like, the size is perfectly fine. It makes way more sense to track it with habits. So that was a shift this year. Now this is where the fun happens. Yep, got married on December 31st, 2020. So you'll see that. And then I started to kind of play around with what are my habits? How am I tracking what? Like on my monthly, what did I track on my monthly? What was I going to do? I was just trying to play with it. I love these inserts from Crossbow Planner Co. because she's no longer Crossbow Printables. She rebranded. The only thing I didn't like was just that it flipped and I had to look upside down on each page. I'll show you what I like going forward. This is still good for work though. So these are the habit trackers I still use in my work planner. And then in February, I said, okay, aside from that habit tracker, let's try this. No, this is a hot mess. But like I look at it and it's like, oh my God, I've come so far. But I tried, right? So at least it's important to just get something. This is a Peanuts Planner Co. printable, and I just tried something. That's all I can do most days is just do what you can. That was just general habits, and then this is how I tracked sleep and what related to sleep, and that system also didn't do it for me, but I tried it. It was okay, but just something about it I just didn't vibe well with me. Again, I'm still using these months for apparently different things. No idea what I used it for. What did I get? Oh, March I started getting Vegamore monthly, the Grow Serum, because my hair was shedding tremendously. If you go to my Instagram, there's a post about stress-related hair loss. At this time, I had no idea how bad the hair loss was, but that's again for another video. But the Grow, I do recommend it. I am probably more skeptical than most people, and it really did work for me. So I had some goals, and then calendar, starting to track more things. Did I do retinol? Did I use the Grow on my hair? I tried to put AM and PM routine. Still, it just felt like clunky. It wasn't really streamlined. Like I look at that, it doesn't make sense unless I look at the key. I'm not all about that. But then I discovered Hey Planner Girl, and her printables are, you download it and then you can fill it in with whatever you need, whatever you want to track. This day I had a fever, so I did nothing that day. I was tracking whether I took a sleep aid or melatonin. Now also, I did struggle with PTSD from when I lost my job opportunity prior to the job I have currently. I lost my job opportunity in March of 2020. That was, to date, the most rigorous job interview I've ever done. It was like 3 rounds. The last round was you get a case and you present to I think I had 5 directors I had to present my case to, and they interviewed me and grilled me. But I was so prepared. Within 5 minutes, they were like, I think we're done here. I think we could, offer you the job without having to grill me for an hour. They said that part of the interview was that most people back out, just being scared of it. But I was so ecstatic, and the day before I was supposed to start, they canceled it. They called me and said they can't offer me the job, so lost my job. Didn't, apparently, for some reason, I fought, but didn't qualify for, the government assistance. So that was a bit of a bummer and additional stress, because I did see a lot of people getting that, monthly unemployment, and I was sitting there without a job, basically screwed over, and no one would listen to me, and man, did I try. Long short is that's why you see like sleep aid and melatonin, was because I could not sleep, and I still to this day have a really hard time falling asleep, but it's getting a lot better. Incorporating some more natural remedies into it, more exercise is really helping. Just things starting to go on the upswing is helping. I was trying to track skincare on just like a dedicated skincare tracker, just too much. I didn't like the layout with the days. It didn't really work for me. I tried tracking sleep this way. Again, it was hard for me to see a big picture. Didn't help. I tried tracking sleep this way. It didn't really work. So power to me for trying so many different systems month over month. I think this might be, this is where we start getting into the good stuff. In May. So I stopped doing these overview calendars, really. I did one this month for like milestones and fun things, but I wasn't consistent with that overview because it's back to back, and this is May, but in June I'm not going to go back to May and write on the back for June, and I didn't want to have these in one dedicated area, so I don't know, that probably seems weird, but I just eventually started to phase them out. There's the habit tracker again, from Hey Planner Girl. You'll see more and more stuff on it. Morning routine, morning supplements, PM routine, PM supplements. And it, this may seem routine for folks, but at the time I really didn't have a routine, and I knew I needed to take care of myself. So one of the only ways to do it was just, if it's on paper, I'll do it. And then May, still set up goals. Now here we go. I use a sleep app, and this is how I track paper. So it was quality, regularity, but it was like a lot of the app, and I was trying to see the total sleep, what happened at night, any other notes. So it was a little cluttered, so we're still getting more and more refined. Back to the habit tracker. I started to then also highlight when the weekends were, so visually you can see a difference. June was nuts. It was absolutely crazy. I don't even remember everything that happened in June, but I remembered I was nearly losing my mind in June. But I did start tracking sleep in a way that made so much more sense for me. So it's quality of sleep, when did I go to bed, when did I wake up, what's the regularity, asleep after how many minutes, how long was I asleep total, and then I just made a little grid along the side, and then made it a chart, on average, how much was I sleeping. It looks like the average in June is 7 hours or less. which, you know, had better, had worse. Here's July. Now this is when it starts to like not change so drastically, so still using that. Didn't highlight the weekends. Definitely like having the weekends highlighted. I'd recommend that. It's easier to kind of get a grasp of, you know, what's going on and some of the trends that you're seeing yourself. Started to track goals more to make sure I was doing things. And again, it may seem silly, but it's really not silly when you're just trying to make sure you're keeping yourself alive and afloat and not getting consumed in what everyone else needs, and everything else that needs to get done. So just I was on a quest for fixing my skin, discovering a best possible skincare routine. We'll get into that in another video. And also wash my hair, condition, like a deep condition it. I switched to like only using Olaplex, and I was even using Moroccan oil before that, but only Olaplex. I have seen a drastic difference in my hair since then. It was wrecked from having the extensions in it, plus throw in the hair loss, and it's like, it's just a whole cocktail recipe for disaster. So fixing that, it's come a long way. It's looking a lot better. Iron, don't know how many of you also have like problems with iron, but recent blood tests did confirm, hey, you're anemic again, start taking your iron. It's like, oh God, do I have to? That may just make me feel awful. But I track, you know, how many pills a day do I take, and of course, what do you know? I can breathe better, and I don't see stars in the shower, and you know, all the other normal things that most people don't have to worry about. But you know, make sure you take your iron. This is when I also started to track. I took my mom to an appointment. I scheduled an appointment for my mom. I paid bills for my mom. I texted her, talked to her, or like something happened, and didn't really land on me too well, and that kind of caused me to not sleep so well. But you know, she's going through a lot. So here, I started to condense my sleep tracker, quality, when did I fall asleep, when did I go to, how long was I asleep, when did I go to bed, when did I wake up, and I started to track that. I really like this view. It gives me that overall picture. So here, I also noted in August, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or later 4 days out of the month, and I had 0 days. It's less than 70% quality. You'll see that change the closer we get to the holidays. The more all over the board that is. So here, 8 days after 1 p.m. went to bed, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, you know, 1, and then it gets worse, and 2 days were less than 70% quality. Like seeing this month over month is so helpful to me because, you know, I can pair this with what else is going on, what else was in the habit tracker, or what happened, and really kind of put all the pieces together, which is where a monthly overview comes in the new setup. You'll see that. But so quality of sleep, how long was I asleep, how long was I in bed, what time did I go to bed at night, what time did I wake up in the morning, and then again, the tracking. I forgot to track because I went to a wedding in West Virginia. But 4 days at 2 a.m. 4 days at 1 a.m. or later, but 0 days at less than 70% quality of sleep. And then this is November, so we're almost finished with the year. This is from Ellie at Sort Stuff Out. She is just a doll, so highly recommend her products because she's so sweet and the quality is so good. And here we are, November. It's the same, you know, the same pattern, but now still focused on the weekends a little bit better, calling them out. My workout tracker is in there for the month, and my sleep. So sleep less than, one was less than 70%, 14 days I either went to bed at 1 a.m. or after, sometimes 3 a.m. 3 a.m. snuck in there a few times, which I don't even know why. I think if I look at the trend, which is why I love this, is that it looks like I just don't want to start Monday, because my Sundays, I go to bed at 3 a.m. like Monday morning, which wrecks Monday, but it just, you know, that usually means also if we look back, there's probably a lot of caregiving required during those weekends, and I just need some me time. And then December, this is from Planner Press. I love this for December. I think it's the cutest thing ever. I switched my tracker to gray. I just like the vibe better. It just reminded me of like snow, frost. It just makes me happy for winter. Similar scheme. And we're currently tracking this, so we're not yet done because December is not yet over for the year. So, however, this month I had 4 days at less than 70% quality of sleep, and so far I think it was like 16 days. It's over half the month to date so far. I was going to bed at 1 a.m. or later, so it just increased from September to December. Just the later days, less quality. Just going to the holidays, there's more to do, and I really, really want to get better at this next year. Like something's got to change. Like your cup is not full when you're running at this pace. But that's the old planner. And so now the way I have it set up in the new one is I basically took the best of all of it and put it into this one. So like inbox 0 here is from Cloth and Paper, which is super important to me. That really helps with anxiety, is keeping that minimal. And then you have a planner routine card. This is a printable from Peanuts Planner Co. And I'm putting it in wrong, so I can't get it out. But it's just a fold out, and it's in a draft form. I'm nowhere near done that or finished, but I'll get to it. So I have a daily tasks for like, okay, I have it, pull up my tracker, I set this down, and I say track your sleep, habits, food, workout, maintenance, and just log the totals for the year. Just as a reminder, because some days I forget, and you know, there's no shame in that. I'm still doing everything I can to remember it and take care of myself, and sometimes you just do what you need to do. I love this quote: anything worthwhile requires work. This came from a recent Cloth and Paper box. Love it. This is from Planner Press. This is from Elliot Sort Stuff Out. Amazing stuff. Planner Press, celebrate every win, no matter how small. This is Cloth and Paper, believe in yourself. So we get a vibe, don't we, going on. So this is the yearly just trackers that I can keep track of all year. As the month goes on, maintenance. This is just like my migraines and like treatments I get for my migraines. And then, you know, so here's an example of what maintenance is. Massage, you know, lash extensions. I don't do that anymore. You know, manicure, fill, pedicure, dermaplaning, chemical peel, microdermabrasion, you name it. Just kind of all the bougie, like, self-care spa stuff. I love it. And just try to fit it in where I can, where it makes sense. You'll keep seeing all these little pink notes from my husband. They're amazing. They make me so happy, so I put them in there. This is a fold out. I don't really know how I'm going to use this yet. I think for just appointments, to keep track of what the appointment was for, why. I know I'll find a reason for it. This I used as like a pre-plan last year. Here's the recurring tasks that we've used for like maintenance in the past, for the quarterly, just to see it visually. Then we get new routines. This is Sparkly Peach Co. Unfortunately, she's out of business. This is Planner Press, and then a lot of just like 10-minute tasks, and then routines that I do need to follow or want to follow. Cleaning routine. from Cloth and Paper. Brain Dump. I know you guys are seeing this a lot, but it's story for another day. Might require a cup of coffee and just sit and talk, but yeah, definitely been through a lot. So I just keep that in the brain dump section. And then fitness, I'm keeping everything in one section, and I think that'll help a lot personally, so it all feels together and it's in one place. And then we get into habit trackers. It's from Cloth and Paper, and then it's by month. Another note, this is sweet. And then monthly. So this is, we reviewed this a bit in the overall planner system, the lineup. So the sleep app data, I'm gonna make a key for anything I need to highlight here or on this mood tracker. And then high level, so out of everything I'm tracking, what's high level that can tie into what is impacting my sleep. So that's the sleep app, and then this is just, you know, qualitative data of my sleep. Was I tossing and turning all night? Did I wake up with a headache? Did I feel like I woke up in the middle of the night and started my day? How did I feel? And then my mood tracker. So we'll see how that evolves, but hope to do that monthly every year. And then the same tracker for all the habits are the Hey Planner Girl inserts. Highly recommend them. You know, so it tracks everything kind of in chronological order, the most important things and what my goals are, what I want to be sure I do, or at the end of the day, if nothing is checked, I can flip through it real fast and decide, okay, I can do this and be good. And then goals for the month, some goals I have, and just home stuff. What am I going to do monthly? What am I going to do in the home monthly? Caregiving, and then a brain dump. And then, but that's it. That's really in this one because it's not a currently used planner. It's just a setup for the new year. It may change, it may not. I really, really loved the system I had for the last few months of 2021. I'll probably keep at it. And I think this is Paper-K design. I just love it. There's a story behind the Cinderella carriage. I have 3 half or stepsisters, and there are some stories. But Cinderella is just a nice reminder for me. So I thought that was really, really cute and happy. So I keep it in the back. Here I have All Progress Begins with the Brave Decision, Cloth and Paper, and this one is really important to me. Embrace your own pace. Sometimes it's hard to not compare yourself to other people and what others have or where others are in their life. And I said, you know what? When I got this, again, Planner Press has said that just makes so much sense. So I'm going to keep it there anytime I want to look at it. So that will do it all. That was a long video for some habit trackers. This tab bookmark is Annie's Planner Co. I love this. I think I want to get it in every color. But I love it so much. And that's it. That's the current setup or the plan for 2022. And this was how it was used for 2021. And my goal for this one was, I hope you could see a lot of evolution in this system. And sometimes, I mean, just let it be ugly for a few months, right? Like, who cares? I mean, I know you care, but just let it be ugly, because really out of the mess could come something really beautiful. And a lot of that is just you taking care of you. And at the end of the day, that's all we want, right? We just want to take care of ourselves, do the best we can. This is a regular personal size, so it does look a little different from the personal Luxe, just the way that the tabs are set. But, you know, so if you have any other questions that I didn't cover in the video, please do reach out, comment, let me know. I am more than happy to help, and I appreciate your time. I know time is a very valuable asset to us all, so Thanks again for watching. Leave your comments below, and if you feel like this was helpful, please share it. And until next time, have a great day.